Well, one of the biggest announcements from Celebrity in all of 2025 has been modernization of the Solstice Class ships, and it's coming soon.
I'm looking forward to that.
Let's talk about it. Well, welcome back to the channel. I'm Terry with Next Wave Cruising.
I'm Rich with Next Wave Cruising.
And what we want to talk about today, as we sit here on a beautiful Solstice Class ship, is the modernization that's coming across all the ships in this class. They are a great mid-size ship. They are very popular with celebrity cruisers. And there's a lot of life left in these ships.
Well, there is, and it's really set up right from the beginning to be a very logical design, and this is really going to be an improvement, but it's going to be a improvement on something that's already been proven to be very good.
Absolutely. Now, Celebrity is going to invest $225 million in a really big renovation of these ships. So this is not just a typical go into dry dock, get a few, new drapes or something. This is new venues, new stateroom types, and updates all across the ship. So when we think about that, we're going to find that, for example, there will be new entertainment spaces. And the biggest change will probably come at the front of Deck 4, where currently there is an entertainment zone that includes Celebrity Central. Some of the ships have Quasar as a nightclub that's been around maybe a little too long. And is up for some renovation. And some of those areas have a bar right off of the entertainment zone, and some do not. So they're going to be a lot more consistent when they add the basically Boulevard Lounge that will put Celebrity Central really much more into the mainstream. I've seen renderings of dueling pianos.
Yes, there's going to be a nice little jazz area, a nice little entertainment section. And some of that area, like you were saying, on some of the ships it's been upgraded over the years and some of it has not. And I guess this is just going to take everything to a whole next level and be standard across the board of the whole class ships.
It'll be fun to see how it happens. So we know that that Boulevard Lounge is coming. We hear about Barcade, which should have kind of games and a different take on nightclubs and maybe some elevated sports bar elements as well, billiards and things like that. And I think
a little bit like on the Royal ships, only scaled down.
Not playmakers, but maybe something that
like
might
playmakers,
evoke
but
that.
a little bit played down.
So that'll be fun. There are also going to be some new dining venues, and that's a big change. Again, not just to refresh, but to really rethink. And I think we're going to find a few of them that are going to make a lot of sense. Tuscan, at the moment, the Tuscan Grill on these Solstice Class ships serves two purposes, It's got the Italian restaurant menu and the steak menu all melded together. And now that's going to be separated. And what's currently Tuscan Grill with those beautiful views at the aft of Deck 5 becomes Fine Cut Steakhouse. And we know that. We know that venue and how popular it is. Where have you seen it before?
Well, I mean, certainly on the Edge class ships that you're used to, and they're going to bring that concept over here and separate out where it used to be in Tuscan. It was a combination of the Italian and the steakhouse, and now it's just going to be the more dedicated fine cut that everybody knows.
I think that's going to be really helpful. Now, the other thing that will change almost next door is cuisine, which right now hosts Le Petit Chef, a little dinner entertainment, is going to become a dedicated Italian restaurant, Trattoria Rosa.
I'm looking forward to that.
So that sounds really nice. It's the type of place where they'll have the tableside preparation of food, a new elevated Italian menu, and focus. And I think that's going to probably be well received.
I think so. I think it's a good spot for it and a good size for it too. It's going to be very nice.
I think that's a good one. And I think the other really big thing that people will look forward to is a reinvention of that beautiful lawn space up on the top on Deck 15. That houses right now a lawn, lawn grill, sunset grill. There's on some of the ships there are strips of grass that are either little putting greens or areas to do some lawn games. Some have a movie screen, some have alcoves that you can rent, but they're all a little bit different. The grass has probably seen better days on some of the ships, and some it's in pristine condition.
Sure.
But they're going to reinvent that as Sunset Park.
Right, and that's, the grass is very high maintenance, and they'll change it over to a high-end astroturf, which I think is going to be great for everybody.
No, that makes sense. So I think we're going to see more consistently movies under the stars,
Right.
more seating, different kinds of shade and sun areas with that astroturf, still that real feeling of an alfresco environment.
Sure.
But that'll probably build on some of what they learned from the rooftop areas on the edge ships, but
Exactly.
not looking exactly like that. This is going to have its own look and feel, and should be a really fun way to expand the use of the Sunset Bar,
Right.
with even more seating and more reasons to have entertainment in the evenings, and people will stay out there
Right.
whenever the weather's nice, because
Sure.
Sunset Park's going to be the place to be on deck 15.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be nice. Yeah.
I think that's great. And then craft social is not, really predominant yet on Solstice class ships. We know that that's a real favorite, and so we're going to see some iteration perhaps of craft social. And some of these we're going to have to see where exactly the swaps become. What
Right.
switches, what's upgraded. Not everything's been announced in that level of detail.
Right.
But that's another,
Sometimes a little
fun.
conflicting information, coming from them.
Well, it takes time until
and,
finalization. I think concepts are floated, renderings are out,
Right.
and the things that are popular on newer ships will make their way with their own flavor onto the Solstice class ships. And I think that that's all really great. And I think the other thing that Celebrity has really learned a lot about is the retreat and how popular that is. We're going to see more about that on these Solstice class ships.
Right. And, some of the things that in order to make room for some new things, some things are going to have to be either moved out completely or moved to a different area. Like the future cruise office right now is probably going to be moving to another location.
Probably because right now it's in that entertainment zone on some of these ships.
Right.
And that might need to make way for that whole entertainment area that gets redone. But as it relates to the retreat, not every ship in the Solstice class would have a retreat style deck.
Right.
Sometimes there are decks forward on deck 16 that are there's some lounge chairs and chase lounges and some views out the front, and probably, again, maybe a little bit of an underutilized space. Not everybody
Right.
thinks to go up there, but it looks like that's going to be renovated
Right.
across the class, and those front forward views are going to become, like they are on the Edge class, a retreat sun deck.
Right.
And what comes with it in terms of amenities will remain to be seen. Those don't have pools and hot tubs, but they
Right.
can have a great, level of service and a really special area for suite guests to enjoy.
Yeah, my assumption is that they would at least put bar service up there for that area. And so the Solstice deck will become the retreat deck.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Right.
And Michael's Lounge on deck 5 can
Right.
become the retreat lounge.
Right.
It has been updated on some ships across the fleet, but not all.
Right.
So Solstice class will make that conversion, and we'll see a more consistent opportunity for suite guests across their Celebrity cruises to have all of the retreat type experiences.
Right.
Lumine is here. It will get a facelift.
Yes.
And, modernization. You'll have not Michael's Lounge, but the Retreat Lounge. You'll have the Retreat Sun Deck. You'll have some beautiful suites and some new ones coming that we'll
Right.
talk about. So I think that's going to really be a big hit, because we know how quickly all of those sell out.
Right.
The suites and the suite experience is highly desirable. And
Well, there's a good reason
it does
for
well.
I mean, the service level that you get on the Celebrity Suites is top notch.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about rooms and suites, because it's one thing to say, again, they're going to get refreshed. It's another thing to say, this is a significant upgrade. And I know in some areas that we're familiar with, like Aqua Class, they're talking about expanding those. Again, those spa-inspired amenities are really very popular.
Right.
The Aqua Class guests go to Blue. And so Blue is a nice exclusive restaurant that is always really popular. So as that whole effort is expanded, there are going to be some upgrades inside even the Aqua Class staterooms,
Right.
like massaging shower heads and the recommitment to yoga mats in the room, and spa amenities in terms of what will happen in the spa in the relaxation areas, and how that's continuing to be open to Aqua Class guests. So we want to see how the spa is updated, Aqua Class, etc. But there are also 4 new types of rooms coming on these ships that we haven't seen before on Solstice Class. So I think that's going to be kind of fun to think about, and we'll see where they put them.
Right.
I think we have a few hints for you. We're going to be able to show you where on the deck you're going to find some of these rooms, and some of them are new suite classes. So we're going to have a panorama suite with an infinite veranda.
Right. That's pretty interesting that they're going to introduce some of those cabins on this class ship. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that
and
works.
it's a limited number of them. They're going to be up on deck 15. We'll put a slide up and let everybody see exactly where they're going to be. But at 299 square feet, a panorama suite with an infinite veranda is going to give a guest a lot of room. It will sleep 2, and it will be part of the retreat. So that's, another nice complement to the suites that are already available on these Solstice Class ships. There's also going to be a deluxe panorama ocean view suite, and that one has floor to ceiling, ocean views. It's going to be forward on deck 12,
Right.
very close to the spa, but part of their whole retreat class. And those are being projected somewhere between 300 to 368 square foot staterooms.
That's
They're very spacious.
That's a
and
very
comfortable.
nice size room, and I've seen pictures of those floor to ceiling windows, and that's going to be neat.
Right. We're also going to see something like that in what's called a panorama ocean view suite.
Right.
So they have some interesting similarities in names. So there's the deluxe panorama ocean view and panorama ocean view suite. Those are maybe just a little more modest at 290 to up to 368 square feet also. There'll be 4 of those, sleeping 2 people, and those will also be on deck 15. So again, forward and high level,
Right.
and these 3 new types of suites are going to really provide some additional opportunities. So we have at least 4 on the panorama ocean view, 4 on the deluxe panorama ocean view, and probably something closer to 10 on the infinite veranda.
Wow.
So definitely some new options.
Yeah.
And then even outside of the suite area, there is one more new class of stateroom that's been announced, and that is outside of a suite. It is a deluxe panoramic ocean view. And there'll be 6 of those. They're going to also be forward on deck 12 near the spa. And while they're not the retreat, they really offer a new opportunity and a large footprint, up to over 200 square feet in a nice ocean view stateroom. And again, high deck, starboard side, beautiful views.
Yeah.
I think they'll be popular as an alternative when somebody's looking for an ocean view room as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of creativity is going into this change, as well as everything that's coming with regard to new venues like these new restaurants that we've talked about, the whole new entertainment focus and upgrade to those common spaces, and everything that's going to happen for the retreat.
Yeah, it's
so
gonna be
do you
amazing.
think we should
Yeah.
get back on Solstice Class ships starting in 2026?
Oh.
How is this going to start? The rollout is going to come in some sequence.
Well, right now the Solstice is going to be the first ship, and that's going to go into dry dock in January and be scheduled to come out sometime in March. And that will be the first one out, and then I'm not quite sure how they have the next one scheduled. I don't know if you've seen it, or
I've
again, it's been
just-
conflicting information.
I've seen just general comments that they'll
Right.
go in sequence in some order.
Yeah.
I've heard of at least another one that's due to go in by the fall, but I'll
Right.
kind of reserve the details until I can get that confirmed somewhere. But we may see at least 2, if not 3, started and completed in 2026,
Wow.
and probably the rest heading into the following year. So this is going to breathe great new life into a fan favorite, a
Yeah.
cruiser favorite, the Solstice Class Celebrity ships. I hope that our viewers will stay with us as we cruise on the Solstice, hopefully very soon after its renovation.
Well, yeah, I was
That's
going
the
to
plan
ask
so far.
if you wanted to mention that you will be hosting a group cruise on the new redesigned Solstice.
That's what we're working on. So keep in touch with us here at Next Wave Cruising. If you have an interest in sailing, in particular in Alaska, on Celebrity Solstice, once it's been remodeled and totally renovated, then reach out to us at Next Wave Cruising, and we'd be happy to have you join us while we cruise in Alaska next summer as well, and bring you all kinds of updates that will be fresh, really, right off the renovation. And we'll be able to show you in detail how the new Celebrity Solstice class ships have presented themselves, because
Right.
that's the first one and we'll be on it. If you have any interest in Celebrity on this ship or any other ship, then reach out to us at Next Wave Cruising, because now and after the renovations, we can help you book the itinerary, the ship, the sail date that is just right for you, your family, your friends, or a group, and we'd be happy to help you make that next really memorable Celebrity cruise vacation. So until the next time, I'm Terry, Next Wave Cruising.
I'm Rich.
And if you are looking for some more good information, check out the video in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and we'll bring you some more great cruising information right there. See you soon.
Bye now.